Greetings, greetings. So it's nice to see so many of you already here. Thank you. We're already 15, 16. Wonderful. And as you can see, I'm back in my void, sitting here on a Monday morning in the US, meeting all of you and being with all of you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. And before I start, we will start with a meditation today. Um, and I want to take you on a little meditation into what it would be like to experience the void, to experience shunya, to experience that tranquility, that peace, that what would it be like for you to experience that, right? This is the key. And greetings, everybody. Let me say hello to everybody. Greetings, first of all, to my adepts here, Bhakti and Booj, and greetings, Prasad. Greetings to Dermot, Harit. Greetings. And we have Constance. Greetings. Also, a member of my community. Thank you, a member. Sunita Tiwari, welcome. Bhakti and Bhoga, and my adept student, welcome. Tristan, greetings. Reza, James, True Reality, Sophie, Prem Yadav, hello to all of you. Welcome. Sadia, wonderful. So, what would it be like? Dolores, greetings. And hello, everybody. Barka Batra, welcome. Coach Mitali Shah, welcome. All right. Dr. Myra, welcome. Subhash Singha, welcome. Harish Mishra, welcome. Greetings to all of you. Enadishik Wesson, greetings. Bali Desh, welcome. So we seem to have a global family here. Rajinder Chug, welcome. Liana, welcome. Lady D, welcome. Now we're already nearly 50 people. Wonderful. And this is how it's going to grow. Our family is going to grow, and we're going to become a kula, a little lotus petal blossoming out there. And we have Lady D. Greetings, Shalimar, Iggy. Hello from California. Back to you. Hello, California. And we have, my God, it's lovely and growing. So wonderful. So, what I thought I'd do is let's start with a meditation, right? Where we are going to, I want you to experience what it would be like to have the tranquility of the void in you. Hello, Gabriela, welcome. And so what is the void? So the void is the place beyond space and time, beyond all my chattering mind, beyond all my body motion and physicality, that seems to be unaffected by anything. Psychedelic hallucinations, sounds, thoughts, all vaporize, disappear. And in that state, I feel an immense tranquility, a kind of shanti, samatha, bliss. And if I can feel that bliss, then what happens to me is that I begin to experience consciousness in what can be described as a non local way. Now, non local consciousness means not just inside my head, right? Non local. That means not trapped in this skull of mine, not trapped in there, um, not feeling, you know, and I love it because it's a feeling of just bliss. Greetings, Bhaskar, Eva, Rajput, Jyoti, Wolfie, and everybody. Welcome. My God, we have people from India, we have people from America, California, UK, all over the world. Wonderful. And growing quickly. We're already over 60 now. So wonderful. So to experience the void, and it has many names, Turiya state, Shunyata. Um, it is to almost go to a place where you are the observer watching reality, right? And so, therefore, the void is a nothing space. There's nothing there. So, the best way to see nothing is black. That's why I'm sitting in the void, right? And the best way to experience the void is to calm down, right? To calm right down. And how do we calm down? And the only way we know how to calm down is to breathe. So take a deep breath and slow down your breathing. Slow down the breathing completely. Greetings, Edinburgh. Slow down everything. Let it out. Imagine that all your thoughts just go out with every out breath. So there's a nice mantra that you can use to go to that relaxation state, which is called the aham, which is you tighten your butt a bit and you go aham, 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 aham. And as you say hum, let the tongue gently touch the roof of the mouth and let the vibrate outwards. Greeting, Grazia. And close your eyes and put your mind at the bridge of your nose here and just feel it. And close your eyes and just for a second and look up there. And keep yourself grounded by pinching your butt a little bit and then releasing it. Aham. Now try it with the hum sound. Ahum. 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 Aham. And in that space above you, imagine there's a portal just above your head, just 12 fingers above your nose, just there. And bring in hum, turn it around in your heart, and sa, let it out. Hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa. Sa, hum. You can keep your eyes open and look upwards, or you can close your eyes and gaze up at the third eye. Hum, sa, hum. We have Brazil in the house, Kushi in the house, Jan, Chris, greetings all. Hum, sa, hum. So I want you to close your eyes and bring your mind down to your heart. just that little where the sa came out of in the middle of your chest. And put your mind down there and just relax and just deeply slow down your breathing. And I want you to imagine that in front of you is nothing but pure blackness. There's no colors, no light, no nothing, just void, just black, like a black velvet cloth. And I want you to imagine that in your heart is a black hole, like a vortex. And all the sounds you hear, all the words, all the vibrations, all the feelings, all the senses on your skin are collapsing into that black hole. Try it. Just collapse black into the, yes, it is the heart cave. It's called the Ananda Kanda and it's Ridhaya. We're collapsing into the black hole. So just suck it all in, like suck in all the sound, suck in all the black, the any lights in your eye, remove them, wipe it out to the blackness. Suck it all into your heart center. Suck in all the feelings on your skin, on your textures, in the belly, all the feelings. Take a deep breath and smell the smells and collapse them into your heart. Taste your lips and collapse that feeling of tasting into your heart. And just collapse everything into your heart and think of it churning round and round and round and round. And let it churn into your heart. And you're feeling lighter and lighter as if you're collapsing into the heart center. And if you start to experience it, you'll begin to feel a wonderful lightness and joy and bliss right there in your heart. And I want you to just sit there for a second with me and collapse right into the heart center, into the pure nothingness, into the void. Shri. Shri. And just feel a lightness and a bliss around you. And let all the colors vanish, all the feelings vanish, everything just disappeared. And imagine, I want you to imagine that you're sitting by this giant dark lake of tranquility. Very few ripples on the water, just beautiful giant lake in every direction, no horizon, just gray, black everywhere, just a lake of tranquility and bliss. And you're sitting there right by the side of it. And maybe a beam of light is coming onto it, but you are nothing else, no other ripples, no nothing, just you sitting by this giant lake of tranquility. And as you gaze out over this beautiful lake, the ripples calm down, the mind calms down, and you feel happy and blissful. And you feel relaxed. Ice crystal, try and meditate instead of chatting. Look, just sit there. Why chat when you can sit? Just sit. Don't think so much, everyone. Stop thinking for 1 minute. I want to hear total silence now from everybody. And feel that vastness as your heart throbs. The black hole sucks in all the senses. And you're collapsing in and in and in. And you feel a relaxed calm. And silence your mind. Only in this state can you perceive reality. Can you perceive the whole thing? Only in this state. And just feel the expansion of your consciousness in every direction. So you're now bigger than your body, You're beyond the room, you're going beyond your mind, you're expanding in every direction, and all is falling into that black hole of your heart. Just let it go. Just let it collapse into your heart center. See how quiet it is, how peaceful it is, how still it is. No colors, no lights, no thoughts, no senses, all collapsing. And all I feel is a tickling in my spine, and a tickling at my heart, and a throb as my heart vibrates, and I feel bliss, bliss, bliss. Anandamai, Chaitanyamai, Satyamai, Parame, Anandamai, Chaitanyamai, Satyamai, Parame, Anandamai, Chaitanyamai, Satyamai, Padme. Oh, bliss mother of the universe. Oh, consciousness mother. Oh, truth mother. Show me the truth. And oh, divine, absolute, pure bliss mother. Show me the absolute everything. Let me see the nothingness behind everything. So when I'm in this state, the universe is gone. The multiverses are gone. I am the mind behind the universe. I am that tranquility that generates all this. The mind behind everything. Shh, you're still talking too much. No talking. Just sit. Just sit. Don't try and analyze it. Just sit and be aware of yourself in it. Quieten your mind down. You want to experience bliss, or you want to have a chat about it? Anandamai, Chaitanyamai, Satyamai, Parame. Anandamai, Chaitanyamai, Satyamai, Parame. So, if I begin to understand that this nothingness, this bliss, this state of peaceful tranquility is my true state, right? It's my true state. Then everything else is a virtual reality, right? That means it's constructed, made up by first my mind, and then projections from the outside world into my mind, right? So that means that I have no control over the projections that are being given to me by other minds. So Aldous Huxley once wrote that in the Perennial Philosophy, I think it was, where he said that the mind, this brain, is like a filtering system Because if we downloaded all the information around us that our senses could take and our brains could take, we would just explode. We would not be able to handle it. So it takes all that stuff and filters it down into a digestible form that we can interpret, that we can use for our survival, that we can use to just wake up in the morning and do what the hell we're doing, so that we can do all the things we're doing. Now, that's a huge concept. So imagine this giant funnel above your head pouring in all of reality, but the mind, the brain acts as a filter to stop it from overwhelming you. So, what happens when you take psychedelics, or when you meditate, or when you do virtual reality experiences, is your brain sees more of that expanded possibility and more lights up, and then you get overwhelmed with hallucinations and psychedelic feelings and divine interventions and all kinds of stuff. So, at the very purest form, if I live in the void, if I live in the shunya, I see all of this virtual reality and I get it. It's just a lovely, beautiful game that I can participate in, a leela, a maya. I can play with it. I can have fun with it. I can create worlds. I can create relationships. I can create moments. I can do things. I can manufacture abundance. I can do whatever I want because I'm sitting in the maya, in the beyond space and time, in the preconscious mind of the void, in this blackness from which I can manifest anything. So then the choice I make is what kind of reality I'm allowing to manifest, right? And I think about it. If I think negative thoughts, what's my reality going to be? If I'm stuck in a game loop, like the Matrix or a game, Second Life or something like that, what kind of reality is it going to be? So, what happens that for most people, especially those who have had massive psychedelic experiences or massive meditation, Shaktipat type experiences, is that they come back to so called reality and they're altered, they've changed, right? So, in a way, that's a lot of people are using psychedelics now for therapy because you detach yourself from yourself, you see yourself as a vast consciousness, as not alone, as not sad and miserable. You come back to reality and you feel better. And so you're healed, your depression goes away, your anxiety goes away. So whether you take ayahuasca or whether you take DMT or whether you take psilocybin or whether you take LSD or whatever you take, you are going to go through to an altered state of consciousness from which you can possibly perceive healing if you're guided in the right way. And then you come back to this reality and you feel healed. And the same thing happens with mindfulness. You shut down the default mode network of the brain, you go into samatha, tranquility, and then you feel that it's okay. Suffering is not something I can need to attach myself to, you know? So if I just shut up and calm the mind down, slow down my breathing, I can make a better mind. And just imagine if I go deeper and I want to manifest new realities, then I can use intention or mantra to create new realities, right? So I can make abundance or wellness or health or happiness or relationships or love. I can manifest them just by vibrating a different frequency. But if I'm in the void and then I do all this, then everything comes into being for me. So the whole objective of these states of higher, expanded, universal, beyond space, beyond time consciousness are to enter this void state and look back at reality and go, so that's what that is. That's the game my body is playing. That's the game my mind is playing. That's the game my people are playing. That's the game I'm playing. Right? I see lots of therapy going on the chat. That means that you are not totally present here with me. Isn't that funny? That you end up with a whole parallel discussion of chat about therapies that you want to offer, but you don't listen. So, what does that say about you? That you are not focused, that you are not present in this moment with me. Think about that. Think about it, Rob Monty. Think about it, Icy Chris. Think about it. That are you really here with me? Or are you so busy offering your offer that people feel that they must now participate in a different conversation parallel to this one? Isn't that how we do life? We get caught up in fantasy and this and that and chat and chitter, and all we do is chitter, chitter, chat, chat all the time. And we don't experience the void. We don't experience the quietness, the tranquility, the samatha. All we do is chat. So please just stop for 1 minute and experience the void. Shh. Enough that. For 1 minute, I want to see no comments. Stop. Hold yourself back. Peace. Be at peace. You can ask me questions all you like. You can talk to each other all you like. There's tons of social networks for that. But you want to have peace, sit. Just sit. And be quiet for 1 minute. How can you experience the massive mind of the universe if you don't shh and look and feel and experience the nothingness? So, what is happening now is that, thank you, Prajit, you're a fraud too, I guess. If I'm a fraud, then you're a fraud. But the very fact that you're hanging out with me and calling me a fraud means, oh, babre, you're an idiot, that means. What an idiot you must be to hang out with somebody you consider to be a fraud. Silly boy. Off you go, get lost. What is the use of hanging out with somebody if you believe they're a fraud? And from Sri Lanka, I'm getting Lalit Da Silva saying, I'm a big liar. Oh my God. Oh, brother. So don't abuse each other in the chat either. Because every time you put stupid words out there, somebody is hurt, somebody is affected. Have you thought about that? So just shut up for a second and listen to your inner voice, inner guide. Okay, so cancel them, just flag them, they'll be wiped out on the thing. Don't shout at them, just keep it quiet. If you're in a room meditating with a group of people and people start talking, how would you feel? Just shh, go quiet for a bit. There's plenty of time to intervene and let other people disturb you in life. Plenty of time. You know? There's plenty of time to ask questions. Stop asking questions for 1 minute and just sit. Let's try it. Everybody just stop for 1 minute and stare at me. Stop. Look at my eyes. Look at my third eye. And just stop. Just stop. Everybody stop for 1 minute. Look at me. That's what the void feels like. complete power, complete control of your mind, complete control of your senses, and bliss and lightness. That's what it feels like. Don't you want to feel like that all the time? Don't you want to feel that power, that control over yourself, over your chattering mind? Don't you want to have that? Cultivate it. We are coming up to a time when we will have infinitely more ways to chatter our minds, whether it is the metaverse or whether it is the omniverse from Nvidia or metaverse from Facebook or whoever is doing it for Meta. We are moving to a place, and whether we do psychedelics or whether we do other things, we are moving to more and more and more information. But if I know how to navigate the void, then I can even transcend the multiverse, all the parallel universes that are generated with every thought I have. I mean, just imagine, every thought you have generates multiple universes. Have you do you understand? Do you see what I'm saying? The multiverse is a continuous process of unfolding, quantum unfolding going on. Right? And it's funny because back in the 80s when Stevens and Gibson gave us cyberspace and psychedelic world of the virtual reality that was coming. They painted a picture of humanity living in two worlds, right? But we've always known that humanity lives in three worlds. There's the inner world of dreams and fantasies and meditation and demons and gods and goddesses that we live in. There's the outer world that we think is real, and then now we're adding a third world of an in-between reality, right? There's the in-between reality we already have of dream time, and then we're adding another world of fantasy, of virtual realities that will. So how does one navigate such a world? Well, first of all, one has to learn how to cultivate the shunya state, the void, and calm down. And then, if you the only way you can make money or live in the world is by participating in these technologies, then one must begin to influence them so that they become more wisdom oriented, more calm, more beautiful. Every moment in the metaverse or the omniverse should inspire, right? But it's not going to be like that. There's going to be loneliness, there's going to be violence, there's going to be stupidity and fake news and all kinds of crap, as there always is, right? But maybe you could open a piece of light in there and become a teacher or a guide and help others, put out good content like I'm trying to do. Help others discover inner light, inner ways of being calm. Because at the end of the day, the only thing to really see reality is to calm down. Right? Yeah. Lalit, if you want to listen to Deepak Chopra, go to Deepak Chopra. Go. Why are you here? Just go. You know. The funny part is that everybody comes here rambling and nobody wants to just sit still and contemplate, who am I? What am I doing? Why do I have to always listen to everybody else? Right? People wonder that why is it that when I talk about silence, when I talk about calm, I sometimes get a little cross. I don't. I just want to wake you up. There's a goddess in Tantra called Bagla Mukhi, or sometimes the other form of it is Varahi. And she's called the Dandavali. You know why she's called the Dandavali? Because she carries a stick. And why does she carry a stick? She carries a stick to tap you on like the Zen masters do, tap you on the head or the back to stop, to just stambini, to calm down. Her Varahi's mantra is I'm Glum, I'm Namo Bhagavati, Vatali, Vatali, Varahi, Varahi, Varahamukhi, Varahamukhi, Andhe Andhini Namaha, cut me off from all my chatter. Runde Rundini Namaha, Jambe Jamini Namaha, Mohe Mohini Namaha, Stambe Stambini Namaha. That means, let me just stop. So get, when I tap you with a stick, do you think I'm abusing you? Or do you think I'm just saying, hey, calm down, stop. Stop for a moment. Breathe. That's all I'm doing. When we get involved with the chattering mind, we go off into so many tangents, right? And those that find that offensive have to go. They don't have to stay. Or you can stay and say, maybe I should just calm down and see what happens. Today, I wanted to introduce you to this idea of a transcendental state beyond in this universe that can be achieved, right? Can I achieve it in this life just by breathing, just by chanting, just by focusing my mind, just by relaxing, just by sitting in good company, just by thinking good thoughts? Can I achieve it? And the answer is absolutely yes. And that's all I am teaching. Good. So now we've been at it for 36 minutes. Thank you for sitting there with me, and thank you for trying to be calm and quiet. Thank you. I appreciate the respect that shows. So now, why don't we take some questions? I will, if you post your questions, you know, I will ask you to post here and I will try and answer whatever I can. So Anupriya Jaiswal says, what is the best time to do this meditation? I think consciousness states are continuous observation, but the best times are very early in the morning and very late at night, because it leads to a tranquility that can either make the day fantastic or calm the mind down to go into deep lucid sleep. So yes, that is the best time to do it. Yes. All right. What is the best time to do meditation? Correct. I, thank you, True Essentia. And this is, the void is there for you to dance with and play with. So enjoy. Could you please share your opinion on twin flame? Twin flame is an esoteric idea from the I am movements and light workers, and it's not part of traditional Buddhism or Tantra or Vedanta. And the twin flame idea is that I have two parts to me, one that is an inner flame and an outer body, and that duality is a twofold part, so that increases my duality. I am separate from my true self, and in that notion I am also separate from potentially others like me who are my true partners or my true twins in this world. But the twin concept that used in twin flame actually goes back to the idea of in ancient esoteric teachings of the twin being the other me that is divine. So there's a me that's divine and there's a me that's me. And so that's my twin, and I want to merge the two. Right? Okay. Yantra and mantra meditation. The what is the best time for yantra and mantra meditation? It is not about time. Yes, there are auspicious times, like, Shama should be done at 3 in the afternoon and Varahi at night, and different things. But the idea is the process and the ritual by which you sit down and create a mandala of your own and meditate. So the the nyasas, the hand gestures, the fire you light, the pouring of the pancha amrit, the white liquid of Shiva seed, the red vermilion of mother's blood, all these things are processes that heal in a process and then take you to meditation. So doing them, if you're doing a daily ritual of that, then obviously morning is the best time because it makes for a better day, and that's a good way to look at it, right? Prashad Naik is saying, what was my relationship with Sirdi Sai Baba? The very fact that you're thinking about him means that you have a relationship with him. So go study, go visit everything, go do it. All right. Right. Is there any correlationship between semen retention and Kundalini awakening, and eating non-veg is bad for spiritual seekers? Both are contributing, but not essential, because many of the great Kundalini awakened masters and were not vegetarian, because many of them were monastic, so they ate whatever was given to them, or they just ate fish or other things. Many of the greatest saints of the Western world were not vegetarian. So I don't think that spiritual awakening and Kundalini awakening are essential to be vegetarian. I don't follow that path, and but I listen to my body, so I don't eat meat because I don't listen. I hear what my body is saying, and so that's very important. As far as semen retention is concerned, that is a hatha yoga teaching that talks about, and it goes back to vital force and what is called the tejas and ojas in the body. These oils and powers that increase prana. So if I am able to increase my prana, and that increases my inner fire, my tejas, right? Every time I release sperm, I'm reducing my tejas temporarily, and it can be recharged, but it is a cycle. And so the build up of that tejas is a monastic idea that comes from retention of sperm, and that is very much used in the Nath Sampradaya and Hatha Yoga and things like that, which is protection and retention. Whether it actually creates Kundalini awakening, that's a different story, because Kundalini awakening is a form of transmutation of sexual energy into third eye opening. So it kind of awakens in that way, right? Okay, so Prajit, sorry, don't worry about it. Just keep calm when you're talking in this group. That's all. Rob Monty, what do you think when you see ancient paintings of Christ holding hand mudra? It was done by a later painter in a later time, so therefore it has nothing to do with Christ himself. So any painting you see was done hundreds of years after the fact. Buddha was never painted in his life. Jesus was never painted in his life. They were painted 200-300 years later for the first time. First Buddha statue occurred 400 years after the Buddha, because they didn't believe that they should have statues of the Buddha. So mudras, things were all tantric additions added by artists and philosophers later to iconography to help us understand it, right? Hmm. Okay. What are your Tantra and Tao healing arts? Yes, I am a Tantric and I believe in Taoist healing arts. I have a great teacher here with us called Dermot, who is a Qigong master. So we do integrate Qigong and Tantra and Tai Chi. I'm also a martial arts fighter myself. And so I've done Aikido and I do Qigong and I do all kinds of stuff. So, yes, I do believe in practicing energy control and practice. I do believe in it. Yes. Please don't call me Guruji. You can call me Rajada. Just call me Rajada if you want to call me anything, right? Manjunath, when I'm in Shunya meditation, I see chakra in front of me, which appears. Need to understand chakra outside of the body and its significance. You are, the more perceptive you become, the more you will begin like somebody seeing an X-ray or somebody seeing an infrared with infrared glasses, or ultrasound map or an echocardiogram. You begin to see more and more of the subtle universe. And when you begin to see the subtle universe, you start to see that energy is circulating around us in movement. And that movement appears to be circulating round and round us. And that is how the chakra system comes into being. Thank you. Um, I started to feel that void you are talking about sometimes. I feel everything is just happening itself, waking, walking, eating. So I'm still stuck, financial instability. So how to, so the thing to think about it is that how can I, in that state of the void, communicate with energies that clear the path and obstacles to my attracting abundance or relationships or power or whatever I want to do. So normally, we are normally stuck with stories we tell ourselves. And all karma is the story I've told myself. So if I tell myself a story from childhood that, doing business is bad, or making money is difficult, or I'm never going to be successful, or I only need this much, then I'm limiting myself in the story I'm telling myself. So, first of all, you go to the void, you sit in meditation, and then you tell a new story that I am successful, that I am attracting wealth, that I am capable of loving relationships, that I am capable of health and wellness. And that begins to manifest from that state. And then, if you introduce a mantra to a particular energy, like, for example, Shreem attracts Mahalakshmi's energy, that begins to attract wealth and abundance towards your that Shunya state that you're creating. So choosing your mantra, choosing your energy, and choosing your intention are very important for manifestation to occur. Right? Thank you, Manish. And James says, during Kundalini, I have heard about death of the ego, but to me, it feels more like my higher self teaching my lower self with love and acceptance. I agree with you. That is how it is. It is. And then realizing that your higher self is not different from your lower self, they're actually the same being and they're inside you in your heart, and you have to merge the two. And that's that union is the union of Shiva and Shakti in you, that the differences merge and dissolve and you become one. So the death of the ego is not required. What is required is observation of the ego in action and what vibration it is doing. So is my ego acting tamasically and being procrastinating and lazy, or is my ego being arrogant, or is my ego making me superior and elitist and egotistical? Then I am observant of that, and then I can go back to the heart center and find my peace, right? um, okay, then we continue. Projit, don't worry, it's okay. Let me take some more questions. Roma says, Namaste. Something extraordinary happened to me a few days ago, but saw Shiva sending like light from above me to me. Since then, I've been drawing and writing nonstop. Good. So, the Sukshma world, the in between world, between that void and my body and mind, is a magical world full of in between beings, full of virtual reality, full of Leela, full of Devis and Devas, full of guides, full of angelic powers, full of intelligence. So there's no reason why you can't tap into that in between world in magical ways to get what you need, whether it is download of information or power or love or abundance or whatever you need. So communicating with the in-between world is a critical way of making life better. And then also surrendering to the idea that if I focus on my journey towards that shunya, that void, that ultimate mind of who I really am, my higher self, then all these forces around me will work to help my life become okay. And believing that, knowing that, makes this journey fantastic. Okay? That's why you call all the goddesses and things like that. Yes, binaural beats help you synchronize your left and right brain. So they do bring about gamma radiation, which is fantastic for tranquility meditation. So binaural beats, definitely listening to good solfege binaural beats at about 430 hertz and upwards will give you tranquility and things like that. Yes. Right. Um, Carter 888 Carter says, mind junk. Sorry, Carter. Hate to disappoint you, but off you go. You don't need to be here. Vibhakar Kumar, yes, he did get his reply. Thank you. Roma Jundu, currently living in France all alone. My family thinks I'm crazy right now. We probably are, and it's good. We need crazy people in the world, don't we, Roma? We need to be crazy. That you are the ones who are going to make a difference, the crazy ones. Do you think normal people make a difference in the world? No. Do you think I am normal? Do you think anything I do is normal? No. I was always the strange one. I was always the outsider, the outlier. I was always that one. No, like you, right, Roma? So, yes, give love to all of them, forgive them all, but carry on your journey. Okay? And the truth will reveal itself to you. Your purpose will come. All of it will come. Right? Anupriya Jeswal says again, I've been listening to a sound. It's always there all the time. It's like a heavy electricity passing like sound. Do I need to see a doctor? See, the thin line between tinnitus and anahad nada is very thin. So the key is to listen to the sound and then try and manipulate it. So just close your eyes for a second. Listen to any sound that's going on. Most of you will have a higher pitch sound on the left side when you do meditation work. That's the ida active, right? And if you move that sound, mentally just take that sound and move it to the middle of your spinal cord. And then move it to the right of your spinal cord and see if the tone moves with you. See if it changes. And play with the tone. After a while, you'll be able to split the tone into left, right, middle, and multiple in betweens. And then if you close your ears and you close your eyes, the tone will begin to form indriyas like chimes or bells or waterfall or om. And the more you manipulate, so the tone that you've been given, especially if you do Kundalini work, the tone comes, can be used as a base tone from which to manifest new tone realities. So use it. And that's, they call it the angelic realms. It's an angel sound that's coming. It's a good thing. But still get it checked so that you don't have tinnitus or Meniere's disease or other thing, because you could get vertigo later if you're not careful. All right. Where am I? Shiva took over my Merkaba. I would really like to show you all the drawings. Yes, post them. Make your own website, Roma, and put them up. Okay, good. And then send us a link. Raja can, Lady D says, Raja, can anyone completely open the third eye, or is there a time limit for each individual? No, there are degrees. So for many people, the first stage of third eye awakening will be visionary. You'll see psychedelic shapes and geometries, lights will come, all that. That's one, that's a good one. Second, you'll see subtle gifts will start to come in the next degree. So in the next degree, you become very subtle. So you become intuitive, you become creative, you can manipulate situations, you can play with situations as the third eye opens further and further. And then the final stage, as you get deeper and deeper into it, is this tremendous wellness and bliss starts to come. So it is a graded stage by stage evolution that you can go through. All right. Okay. Then we have Simone says, do chanting mantras in the chakras help to go into samadhi? Yes, because they create the ground for those vibrating frequencies to open the paths clearer and clearer for you to go upwards. So mantra is Shakti. Mantra is in the body. It is a vibrating frequency to tune the fork of your body. And if you tune the fork of your body, you can open your third eye, you can go. And samadhi is a state that occurs after you enter the turiya state, or that fourth state of observer consciousness in the void. Then a kind of dissolution occurs and you enter samadhi. The nirvikalpa samadhi is complete dissolution. But samadhi, you can have what they call micro samadhis. And micro samadhis are like, you'll be sitting in that deep turiya state and everything dissolves for a few seconds and you feel that complete union with the whole universe, with bliss in yourself, and you go, and you stay as long as you can in that state, and then you come back. And that happens. That can happen a lot. And over time, that gets longer and longer and becomes a more permanent, replicable state for you, right? So chanting mantras helps you get to that state of turiya, and then Om being the final state of turiya, and the silence afterwards, the turiya state comes, and then samadhi comes. Right? Okay. Which is my favorite spiritual book? Sorry, I'll just go back. Ikara, yes, there is no causality between carnivorous meat eating and not being awakened. But cleansing yourself, fasting, detoxifying, not eating for longer periods, not eating meats for times, will give you inner bliss states that wouldn't normally come from a seriously carnivorous diet. Okay, that's for sure. And yes, Rob is right. Gratitude to anything for feeding you, looking after you, loving you is critical. So whether the animal suffers or did not, or whether the plant suffers or did not, or whether the person cooking the meal suffered or did not, or whether the person picking the food for you suffered or did not, you must be grateful to all of them. Then you learn the ancient Native American tradition or Tibetan tradition of eating meat selflessly as sustenance for food, for, yes. Enjoyment does come too, but that's not the key. The key is gratitude. What are your thoughts regarding free will versus destiny? No, hang on, I missed a few. My third eye pounds and gets numb, Lady D says, but I don't see lights like I used to anymore. When your third eye pounds, rub your head backwards, push it back like this, all the way back down your head, down the hamsa, the back of your throat, and roll it down to your spine and squeeze your bottom and sigh it out. And relax down in the Muladhara more and more and more. And then rubbing your third eye after relaxing in the Muladhara, the visions will start to come again just by rubbing it there. And Sadhanama, or Sham, Shreem, Sham, Sham, Sham. And then the visions will start to come again. What are your thoughts on free will versus destiny versus manifestation versus karma versus divine timing? uh, okay, so the answer is actually quite simple. If you are in alignment with the spanda or the flow of the whole universe, all of those become irrelevant. So, more important is to learn to flow, to dance, to surf, to ride the waves of the whole universe, to be in flow of the earth spinning on its axis, the earth running around the sun, the winds blowing, the energy Tao flowing, the chi coming in, the prana flowing. If you are in flow with all of that, then everything becomes naturally flowing for you, and karma, you become karma free as a result. What might you suggest to a person who developed Shaktipat, never knew what it was until seeing you speak of it? And a next step question after this, do you suggest anything? Cultivate it, give it away, and help people. Hmm. Raja, I suffer from insomnia for a long time. Does it have to do with the third eye? No, it has to do with your, yes, third eye in a way, but it is to do with your melatonin. So the key is that there are 2 or 3 steps you can do, because I am a biohacker as well, so I believe in using whatever it takes to get to your better consciousness. And deep sleep can come through a lot of physical activity before going to sleep, deep third eye meditation before going to sleep, and relaxation and slowing down the breath and looking up into the third eye, and if need be, taking the assistance of herbs or melatonin to bring the cycles back into rhythm. The main thing is to create a circadian rhythm that allows the rhythm of your sleep patterns to come back. So try and do that and see if that helps, right? And thank you, Roma. You can send it to me at raja at 1000sunsacademy.com. And do you think, Grazia says, do you think we are guided from spiritual team? I don't know if it's a team, but every time you expand your consciousness, something in the energy universe notices and tries to come and help you. It may not come as you think it will come, but it does come. So open yourself up to that download, and every time you begin to observe, see who is coming, what they have information for you, how to download it, and that archetype will become part of you. Yeah. Have you meditated with agoris? Yes. Is their tantra more powerful than normal tantra? If yes, why? No, it is just more, it is built on the philosophy of the Krama philosophy of Kali worship, which is to do with the inner 12 Kalis in Kashmir Shaivism. It is to do with Tara, Agori Tara. It is to do with different cults of the yogini cults and the goddess cults that led to Siddha Lakshmi, for example, in Nepal, is still an Agora practice. Um, Real Agori practice, the other name for Siddha Lakshmi is Pratyangira, which is the Agori name for the Agori goddess, right? Kubjika, Kamakya, all these are Agori centers of activity. And Agori center means that one who has become fearless and died in order to be awakened. So there's a kind of extreme asceticism that comes with it, and an extreme power that comes with becoming fearless of death, and then using sexual energy and substance to create 5 M's to create ecstatic union states. So it is an extreme form, almost like extreme shamanism. And I'd be very careful with it because most human beings are not prepared for that kind of fearless activity, right? Then, thank you, Mukta. Good to have you here too. Will anger have an effect on meditation practice? So, anger is an ego response to life, right? Low self esteem, inadequate feelings of envy, anger, sensitivity. So, anger, or krodh, as it's called in Sanskrit, krodh, is you can calm it down just by observing it. And there's a nice mantra for it: Krom, 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 or clean, 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 clean. These calm you down. And so the main thing is to calm, breathe, observe, and see where the anger is coming from, and nip it like that, just by observing, observing, observing. Then, how to start doing thratak on Devi? Is it a good idea to do so? Well, first of all, you have to do thratak, and thratak means single pointed concentration. So, how do you do single pointed concentration? The best way to do single point concentration is to put a candle in front of you and look at it for 30 seconds, then cup your eyes and look, create the candle inside your head, then look again for a minute, and then try not to blink, and then look again until the inner candle and the outer candle become distinguishable. That's when Tratak is beginning to happen for you. Then, when you look at the Devi's third eye, or you look at the eyes of the Devi, your concentration goes into her and becomes her. That's Tratak, right? So, yes, learning to stare in surrender without blinking in soft eyes and blur into that reality is a very good way of meditation. The Sambhavi mudras, all the mudras are based on open eye meditation like that. So, Tratak is very good. I use Tratak. Then it says, Mary Magdalene says, the other night I was raising Kundalini, got to my and felt my head was going to explode. Never had this before. Thank you. But always remember afterwards to tighten your butt and relax, right? And Dermot wrote Chrome, that's the sound, Chrome. Vibhankar Kumar says, Rajada, I am a content writer and copywriter. To increase creativity, I've started chanting Bij mantra Aim and Aim Reem Shreem Aim Kleem. So, do you have an advice for me? Yes, do the 9 step flow of consciousness of Saraswati into you, which would be starting at your fontanelle here in the soft tissue, holding the mudra like this, and you say, and the mantra you say is, Aim Vada Vada Vagvadini Swaha. Dermot, do you mind writing it in? Aim Vada Vada Vagvadini Swaha. Aim Vada Vada Vagvadini Swaha. And to increase that focus and intelligence, what you do is you touch the head first and you do it there. Aim Vada Vada Vagvadini Swaha. Then you touch your forehead, Sisire. I'm Vada Vada Vagvadini Swaha. Then you touch your third eye. I'm Vada Vada Vagvadini Swaha. Then you touch your mouth. Every word you say. I'm Vada Vada Vagvadini Swaha. Then you touch your heart center. I'm Vada Vada Vagvadini Swaha. and your navel. I'm Vada Vada Bhagavadini Swaha, and your yoni or your linga. I'm Vada Vada Bhagavadini Swaha. Then you clench your bottom. I'm Vada Vada Bhagavadini Swaha. So the river of Saraswati, consciousness, flows through 9 locations, all the way from the top of your head, streaming into you, down to your Muladhara, and floods you with that knowledge. Then every cell becomes blessed with that knowledge. There's a good way to do it. All right. How about speaking on how TV and radio frequencies alter brain waves? There's a lot of research on that. I'm sure you can find out more about that. I don't think that that leads to anger. It is the mental reaction to things that leads to anger, not the brain waves alone. It might weaken our ability to think clearly, but that's willpower. We can overcome any of that with willpower, right? Um, did I need to bring it back down? Yes, Mary Magdalene, it helps. And just to ground yourself always before leaving that state. What is bhava samadhi? Not here. We are going to talk about that. It is a trance state, and it is a state of union with everything, bliss with everything. I'm Vada Vada Bhagavadini Swaha. Thank you, Dermot. What part of the Antakarana does our inner visualization imagination fall under? Antakarana is that inner seeing, inner listening, inner being. Antakarana. Okay. Um, Ruchika says, suggest a formal training for me under your guidance. If you really want to do it, then do my program, the 7-part program called kundalinicode.com, thekundalinicode.com. That gives you a grounding in Kundalini Kriyas and Shakti mantras. And then you can join my programs live at the thousandsunsacademy.com, a thousandsunsacademy.com. And we meet 3-4 times a month live, and I do teachings and I do retreats and I do all kinds of stuff. Okay. And Lady D says, Raja, why doing these tightening butt exercise effective for opening third eye? I try to find it struggling and so difficult. Is there any other easy way? Surrender to the Divine Mother and say, please help me. Sun gazing, but tighten the butt really grounds you. Just a little gentle, just do it gently. And then, don't try and do it severely, just try and do it gently. It's like spasming your contracting your vagina and your anus together. Like that. The more I do this, I like it, self ask, how do you remember so much information? The more you do this work, the more your consciousness expands, and the more you have the ability to download and retrieve and keep information that really provides you with bliss states. And so I do it for purely selfish reasons. I understand these things because of experiencing them, and therefore I can share them. Thank you. And I'm going to end after the next one, which is that Anupriya says, can we receive new meditation ideas when tripping on weed? I've had a few meditation ideas which I never heard of or read anyway, but they make sense. Yes. But the weed goddess is a kind of Kali. And so if you listen to bass sound, drum beats, and like reggae or drumming of Kali or African drums or anything like that, then smoking weed or taking weed can be enhance that lower chakra power and sexuality and power that comes, right? So yes, my first awakenings were with weed, good sensimilia, jamba, we used to call it in Africa. And that led listening to Bob Marley and Natural Mystic, and that led to it. So it was very good. And that led to realizing that the body can be a musical instrument that can wake you up, right? Okay. Yes, cool breeze. If you put your hand over your head, cool breeze will come out the top of your head too as you meditate more and more. All right, there we go. We've just done over an hour, and I'm so happy that so many of you came today, more than 130, 136. Wow, wonderful. And I'm so happy, and our Kula is growing, and it seems to be quite a few regulars, and I'm so grateful. And if you want to do deeper work, you can join here, or you can join the Thousand Suns Academy, and you can work with me and reach out to us, and we'll try and help you and figure it out together. And this is just an adventure in your consciousness, right? And so just touch your fingers. I'm clean, so, so clean. I'm clean, so, so clean. I'm Or Nova Swaha Om. Big man. Hum Astra Pat. Remove all negative energies from us. So that was a great talk, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye bye.